Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to show you how to make a really quick, easy 15-minute meal. We're going to be making prime rib hash out of our leftover prime rib or standing rib roast. It's our finished meal, all plated up, ready to eat. So what I got here is my last piece of Christmas rib roast, or some people call it prime rib. My very last piece of Christmas prime rib or rib roast, cooked to medium rare perfection, heavily seasoned with coarse sea salt, coarse black pepper, and granulated garlic. I also got 2 potatoes here that I'm going to peel and cut into cubes here in a little bit. I'm going to be using a 1/4 stick of butter, and I'll be cooking this up in my 12-inch Lodge cast iron pan. All right, what I'm doing here first is I'm cutting my leftover rib roast or prime rib, kind of cutting it into chunks, little squares. This is heavily seasoned, as I said earlier, so I'm not going to be seasoning this when I'm cooking it because a lot of the seasoning from the meat is already going to be getting incorporated into this pan while I'm cooking this. So I'm just cutting my leftover rib roast or prime rib here into like little chunks, little squares, about the size you're seeing here. Don't want to cut it really thin. You want a nice little square or chunk size, kind of like what you're looking at here. I'm going to next cut my potatoes into like little chunks. So what I'm going to do is I've peeled and washed these potatoes. So I'm going to cut these into quarters widthwise. So I'm going to be cutting them in half and then cutting that half in half again. Then I'm going to be cutting these into like little chunks or little squares, kind of like what you're seeing here. You don't want to cut them too thin, kind of like the meat. You want these to be nice little squares or chunks in size. Something I failed to mention earlier, I'm going to be using a very sturdy spatula when I'm cooking this too, because I'll be scraping some of these potatoes and meat as it sticks to the bottom of the pan. So what I've done first is I've melted a 1/4 stick of my butter into my large cast iron pan at high heat. I've gone and added my potatoes, and I'm going to put my potatoes in a single layer. I'm going to let those cook for about 3 minutes untouched. After about 3 minutes, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to scrape the bottom of my pan. You can see just after the first 3 minutes, they're already starting to turn a nice golden brown. I'm going to give those a scrape, let those sit for another 3 minutes. After another 3 minutes, I'm going to come in and do another scrape, kind of like you're seeing here. They're getting even more golden brown, so they're getting near done. Let those sit for a bit. Then after another 3 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and let those sit for a bit, and then I'm going to add my leftover prime rib. And I'm just going to kind of mix that prime rib in with those potatoes, and then I'm just going to let that sit for a couple of minutes. Let that cook up nice and good. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do another final little scrape here. This is about 15 minutes of cooking since I first initially put my potatoes into my pan. So we're 15 minutes in. We are going to plate this up. We are going to eat this. We are going to have a restaurant quality meal here in a sec. So here you got another restaurant quality meal made in the comfort of your own home with leftover meat that you may even have in your fridge right now, your leftover prime rib or standing rib roast. I'm going to top this off with a over medium egg. We are going to have a nice breakfast. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please like and share the video if you found it helpful. Also consider subscribing to my channel if you want more cooking ideas. And we will catch you guys later. Thank you.